This episode of JTech Apple is brought to you by sellcashier.com, giving you a quick quote and the most cash for your iPhone. Hey, what's up everyone? It's Justin here, and today I've got a what's on my iPhone video for you. So in the almost 4 years I have done YouTube, this is just one of the videos I have never done before. And since I've been asked here and there over the years, I finally thought I'd get around to it. And simply the reason why I don't do these often is my apps don't normally change and they are pretty boring in general. The iPhone has been my daily driver over the past few years, and as you can see here, I do have quite a bit of apps. However, most of them are utilities and I don't really categorize them in any particular way. Obviously, a lot of people out there do ask me why don't I just sort them in folders, but it is simply because I like the visual appeal of the icons, and you could tell here that in a lot of occasions I have actually sorted my apps that way. And really the only trend you will notice is that the utilities and social networks seem to be around the same place. So I have kept my home screen pretty stock, like I do with a lot of my Android devices as well. And by the way, although I am a full-time iPhone user, I still do own 8 Android devices. So first up, it is stuff like iMessage. I use that a ton and is probably one of the bigger reasons why I have stuck to the iPhone as my daily driver. I also use reminders and notes quite a bit, as I'm a huge fan of the iCloud syncing between all of my Apple devices. FaceTime is also something I'm a huge fan of. It is very easy to use, and I definitely prefer it over something like Skype, and obviously, who doesn't use Instagram nowadays? So that is also something I use quite a bit. And in case you don't follow me already, the YouTube channel to Instagram is at JTech Apple. Same with on Twitter and Facebook. Next up is obviously Twitter, and it has become one of my favorite social networks. In fact, about a year ago, I actually didn't use Twitter at all. YouTube obviously is also one of my most used applications since I do watch videos all the time, and another thing I have on my home screen is Gadget Flow, which is a site I love just spending my time browsing around, as it has a whole bunch of cool accessories and geek toys, etc. You can find so many cool things on there. And Flipboard, of course, is a great way to catch up with all of your news, whether it is technology, Apple in general, gear and gadgets, and the way it's laid out is very nice too. I'm also a huge fan of Apple's Mail app, so I don't use any third-party mail applications. You'll also notice that with Twitter as well, I tend to like to stick with the stock applications. Moving on to the second page, one of the things I use the most is the package tracker, and for the price of $5, it feels like it was the best $5 I've ever spent, and the app is called Deliveries. The next row you'll find Amazon and eBay, of course, and also Hangouts to talk with people who aren't on iMessage. And the banking app, of course, is something I use quite a bit to try my best to keep control of my balance. In terms of my timetable, I have tried almost every single one, but I find the one that works best for me is called Schoolbook. As you can see, it hasn't been updated or optimized in quite a few years, but going by my school's format, I find that the best way to keep track of my timetable. In order to manage my Facebook page, also facebook.com/jtechapple, I obviously use Pages, which recently did get an update, which is very great. And as you move through my different pages, there are apps that I use least and least, but one of them I do also use quite a bit is Snapchat. But I will say that the apps you see surrounding that I use very occasionally compared to the ones I use in the second and first pages. I do also use Google Drive and Dropbox occasionally. I like to use both, but for different purposes. And on the next page, you will also find utilities such as PlayStation, Smart Glass, Currency Converter, Speed Test for your Wi-Fi speeds, and other than that, I really don't use anything else in here, but for some reason I have kept them around in case I ever do. And you will also notice up to now you haven't seen any games, so this is just a page of some of the games. Again, I don't play with them very often, however there are a few that maybe everyone at school is playing or something. In that case I will download it, give it a try, but generally I'm not a huge gamer and the iPhone is mostly used for utilities. So the page after that is just some apps that I almost never use at all, but I still have them, and also hiding some of the utilities that aren't able to be uninstalled from Apple. So I pretty much don't use any of those apps at all. You did see a coin toss, and of course I also have the benchmarks when I'm using the iPhone 5S for comparison with other smartphones, mostly Androids. Before we head out, let's take one last look at our sponsor. Cashier gives you a quick quote and the most cash for your iPhone. All you gotta do is head over to the website, select a device of choice, the condition, ship your phone, and get paid. It's simple, fast, and secure. Cashier is able to offer you top dollar for your smartphone, as you can see in the chart, and how it stacks up to competing brands for a phone in good condition. Head over to sellcashier.com for more information. So aside from that, I hope you guys enjoyed this what's on my iPhone video. Hopefully it wasn't too boring for you guys, and that is pretty much why I rarely do a what's on my iPhone or what's on my Android video, simply because most of my apps are just very standard utilities, but I guess it's nice to do one at least once. And for those who follow me over on Twitter, you may know I do have a new desk, and I hope to play around with that and the lighting and possibly shoot some of my videos on this nice big white IKEA desk. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you all in the next one.